Alex Mercer wiped sweat from his forehead as he stood before the massive doors of the Galactic Mercenary Guild. The building towered above the other structures in the alien city, its metal walls gleaming in the light of two distant suns. He took a deep breath. This was it. After 6 months of paperwork and tests, he would finally get his chance to prove humans belonged among the galaxy's elite fighters. "They're going to laugh at you," said a voice from behind. Alex turned to see a tall, blue-skinned alien with 4 arms crossed over its chest. The Parvonian mercenary named Vrax had been one of the few to speak to Alex during his waiting period. "Let them laugh," Alex said, keeping his voice calm. "Won't be the first time." Vrax made a clicking sound with his mouth parts. "Most species avoid Earth. Too dangerous, they say. High gravity, extreme temperatures, deadly microbes, natural disasters. How do you survive there?" Alex shrugged. "It's home." The truth was simpler than the aliens wanted to believe. Humans weren't special. They were just products of a harsh world that forced them to adapt or die. Earth's gravity had given them strong muscles and dense bones. Its changing seasons had taught them to plan ahead. Its predators had honed their reflexes and problem-solving skills. But the galaxy didn't understand this. They called Earth a death world and treated humans like they were something to fear. Alex planned to use that fear to his advantage. "Daughter." Doors slid open with a soft hiss. Inside, the guild hall was filled with mercenaries from across the galaxy. Some had scales, others had tentacles or extra limbs. All of them turned to stare at the human who dared enter their domain. A small, gray alien with large black eyes approached. "Alex Mercer of Earth. The Council will see you now." Alex followed the gray alien through the crowd. He felt their eyes on him, heard their whispers. "A human? Here? I heard they eat meat, with their teeth. They sleep every day. Waste of time. Too fragile, won't last a week." The council chamber was a circular room with 7 massive seats arranged in a half-circle. Each seat held a different alien, each one representing one of the founding species of the guild. At the center stood a simple platform where applicants were expected to stand. "State your name and world of origin," commanded the tallest council member, a reptilian being with golden scales. "Alex Mercer." "Earth." A murmur ran through the council. The reptilian being leaned forward. "Earth is classified as a Category 5 death world. No species from such a planet has ever joined the guild. What makes you think you are qualified?" Alex stood straighter. "I'd like to show you rather than tell you." This was not the normal way. Usually applicants presented their credentials, their past victories, their special skills. But Alex had none of these things that the guild would recognize. He had only himself and the adaptations Earth had given him. The council members looked at each other. Finally, the reptilian nodded. "Very well, you will face the trials immediately. Normally, applicants have time to prepare, but since you are so confident, we will proceed now." Alex was led to a large training area beneath the guild hall. A crowd gathered to watch the human fail. The first test was simple. Hit a target with a standard guild energy weapon. Many applicants struggled with the strange balance and recoil of alien weapons. Alex picked up the weapon, felt its weight, adjusted his stance, and fired. The shot hit dead center. The crowd's whispers grew louder. The second test involved solving a tactical problem. Alex was shown a holographic battlefield and given 30 seconds to identify the optimal attack route. He pointed to a narrow ravine that others had overlooked. "Dangerous," said one of the judges. "That path is exposed." "Only if you move slowly," Alex replied. "A fast surprise attack here would work." The third test was physical. Alex was placed in a chamber with higher gravity than Earth's. Most applicants from lighter worlds could barely stand. Alex felt the pressure but moved forward step by step, completing the obstacle course as sweat soaked his clothes. The final test was combat. A massive alien with natural armor stepped into the ring. Kalo, a champion from the Dorvian system, had broken bones of previous applicants. "You may surrender now with honor," the judge offered Alex. Alex shook his head and stepped into the ring. Kalo charged immediately, hoping to end the fight quickly. Alex didn't try to match the alien's strength. Instead, he dodged, rolled, and kept moving. Minutes passed. Kalo's movements grew slower. The alien wasn't used to extended combat. On its homeworld, fights ended quickly or not at all. But humans evolved as persistence hunters. Alex could keep moving long after other species would collapse from exhaustion. He waited for his moment, then struck at the joints where Kalo's armor was weakest. The alien fell to one knee, then signaled surrender. Silence filled the training area. Then, slowly, Vrax began to clap with his 4 hands. Others joined in, their sounds of approval varying by species. The council members watched from above, their expressions unreadable. "The human passes," announced the reptilian leader. Alex Mercer of Earth is granted probationary status in the Galactic Mercenary Guild. As Alex walked from the training area, Vrax fell into step beside him. "Not bad for a soft skin," the Parvonian said. "But now the real test begins. Many will challenge you to prove themselves against a Deathworlder." "Let them come," Alex said. "You'll need allies," Vrax continued. "A team. I might be interested." Alex looked at the 4-armed alien with surprise. "Why would you want to team up with me?" Vrax made that clicking sound again. "Because now everyone will be watching the human. The contracts will be interesting. The pay will be good." Alex smiled for the first time since arriving at the guild. "Makes sense." Later that night, as Alex rested in his new quarters, a message arrived on his communication device. It was from Earth Command. "Status report requested. Has infiltration been successful?" Alex sent his reply. "Phase 1 complete. Guild access secured." What the guild didn't know, what they couldn't know, was that Alex wasn't just any human seeking fortune as a mercenary. He was the first of many, part of Earth's careful plan to gain influence in galactic affairs after decades of being ignored and underestimated. The galaxy feared Deathworlders. Soon they would learn whether that fear was justified. 5 years passed quickly for Alex Mercer. What began as a probationary position in the Galactic Mercenary Guild had become a respected career. His team was now among the most sought after in 3 sectors of the galaxy. Alex looked around the small ship that had become their home. Vrax was cleaning his weapons, all 4 arms moving with practiced precision. Nihilith, their Cerebian tech specialist, sat in silent meditation, the faint blue glow of her bioelectric field pulsing gently. In the corner, massive Kalo, once Alex's opponent, now a loyal teammate, was checking the ship's systems. "We're approaching Nexus Prime," Kalo announced, his deep voice rumbling through the cabin. Alex nodded. The Guild's central headquarters was not a place they visited often. Most of their contracts kept them in the outer systems, dealing with problems other mercenaries couldn't or wouldn't handle. "Did they say why we're being summoned?" Nihilith asked, her words forming directly in their minds through her species. Unique communication. "No," Alex replied. "Just that Guildmaster Zarek wants to see us personally." Vrax made a clicking sound. "Last time that happened, we ended up fighting acid-spitting creatures on that mining colony." "Good pay, though," Kalo reminded him. Their ship docked at the massive space station that served as the Guild's headquarters. Compared to 5 years ago, Alex noted how differently they were treated now. Guards nodded respectfully. Other mercenaries moved aside as they passed. Fear had been replaced by professional respect, or at least the appearance of it. Guildmaster Zarek waited in his private chambers. The translucent alien's skin rippled with colors as they entered. Beside him stood another human, a woman with short brown hair and alert eyes. "Alex Mercer," Zarek said, his voice high and musical. "Thank you for coming so quickly. This is Ella Davidson, our newest human recruit." Alex shook the woman's hand, noting her firm grip. "Another Deathworlder in the guild. Welcome." Ella nodded but said nothing. Her eyes studied Alex and his team. "With professional interest, I'll be direct," Zarek continued. "We have a problem that requires your unique perspective, A new mercenary group has emerged in the Outer Rim. They call themselves the Earthborn Division. Alex kept his face neutral, but his mind raced. Earth Command had mentioned nothing about another human operation. "They're all human?" he asked. "Yes," Ella spoke for the first time, "and they're eliminating our established teams in that region. 7 groups have been neutralized so far." "Killed?" Vrax asked. "Some," Zarek admitted. Others were convinced to join them. The survivors described tactics they'd never seen before. The Earthborn Division doesn't rely on superior weapons or numbers. They use methods that other species find difficult to predict. Alex understood immediately. Most galactic species evolved in environments with abundant resources and minimal competition. Their tactics were direct, logical. Humans, however, developed in a harsh world where survival often depended on deception, misdirection, and what might seem like irrational risks. "We need you to find out who's backing them," Zarek said. "Earth's government denies any involvement, but someone is supplying these humans with ships and equipment. And once we find out?" Alex asked. Ella answered, her voice calm but firm. "Neutralize their leadership. The Guild cannot allow an independent human force to disrupt established operations." Alex looked at his team. They had faced many dangers, together but never other humans. The expressions on his alien companions' faces showed concern, not for the mission but for how Alex would respond. "We'll need all available information on their movements," Alex said finally. "And unrestricted access to Guild resources in the Outer Rim." Zarek's skin flashed with relief. "You'll have everything you need. Ella will accompany you as the Guild's observer." Later, as they prepared their ship for departure, Vrax pulled Alex aside. "You didn't tell us Earth was planning another operation," the 4-armed alien said quietly. "Because they weren't," Alex replied. "At least not one I knew about." Vrax studied his human friend for a long moment. "Will this be a problem? Fighting your own kind?" Alex checked to make sure they were alone. "These humans are attacking Guild teams, Vrax. That makes them a threat to us. I don't care where they're from." The Parvonian seemed satisfied with this answer, but as he turned away, Alex grabbed one of his 4 arms. "We've been through a lot together," Alex said. "You, me, Nihilith, Kalo. Whatever happens out there, remember that." Vrax made his clicking sound again. "Humans and your sentimentality. Always so dramatic." But he clasped Alex's arm in return, a gesture of trust between species that had evolved on worlds light years apart. Their journey to the Outer Rim took 3 days. Ella Davidson kept mostly to herself, reviewing data on her personal device. Alex watched her when she wasn't looking. Something about her story didn't add up. The Guild rarely sent observers on missions, especially not new recruits. On the final night before reaching their destination, a station called Helios orbiting a dying star, Alex found Ella alone in the ship's small observation deck. She was staring out at the stars, lost in thought. "Why did you join the Guild?" he asked without preamble. Ella didn't seem surprised by the question. "Same reason as you, I imagine. Earth is too small for some of us. The Guild doesn't normally fast-track humans," Alex noted. "It took me months of tests and trials." She turned to face him. "Things change. After your success, the Guild became more interested in human potential. Interested enough to send a rookie on a high-priority mission?" Ella smiled. It didn't reach her eyes. "Who said I was a rookie?" Before Alex could respond, an alert sounded. Nihilith's voice came through the ship's communication system. "Alex, we're picking up a distress signal. Guild code. It's coming from a ship near Helios Station." In the control room, Nihilith brought up the signal on the main screen. A damaged Guild vessel was drifting near the station, its emergency systems active. "Life signs?" Alex asked. 2, Kalo confirmed. "Weak, but present." Ella stepped forward. It could be survivors from one of the teams that encountered the Earthborn Division. "Or a trap," Vrax suggested. Alex studied the sensor readings. Either way, we need to check it out. Prepare for rescue operations. As they approached the damaged vessel, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. The Outer Rim was known for its lawlessness, but this felt different, more personal. Docking complete, Kalo announced. Atmosphere is stable. Vrax, Kalo, you're with me, Alex decided. Nihilith, monitor communications. Ella, stay here and… I'm coming with you, she interrupted. Guild orders. Alex wanted to argue but knew it would waste time. Stay behind me. Do exactly as I say. The damaged ship was eerily quiet as they entered. Emergency lights cast red shadows across the corridors. They found the first survivor in the medical bay, a Taurian mercenary with serious injuries. Ambush, the alien whispered as they administered emergency treatment. They knew we were coming, knew our protocols. Who did this? Alex asked. The Earthborn Division? The Taurian's 4 eyes blinked slowly. Human woman, called herself Grant. Ella stiffened at the name. Alex noticed but said nothing. The second survivor was beyond help. As they prepared to return to their ship, Vrax discovered something attached to the Taurian's personal items, a small recording device. The message was brief. Alex Mercer. We need to talk. Helios Station. The Red Nova Cantina. Come alone or don't come at all. SG. Ella reached for the device. This needs to go to Guild Intelligence. Alex moved faster, pocketing the device. Later. First, we complete our rescue mission. As they returned to their ship, Alex's mind raced. Who was SG? How did they know his name? And why did Ella Davidson seem so concerned about a simple message? The answers waited at Helios Station, and Alex had a feeling they wouldn't, like what they found. Helios Station hung in space like a tarnished metal star. The massive structure orbited a dying red sun, its countless lights glittering against the darkness. Once a mining outpost, it had become a haven for those who preferred to live beyond the reach of galactic law. Alex stood at the viewport as their ship approached the docking bay. The station's size impressed even him. Thousands of different species lived and worked here, many of them outlaws, smugglers, or mercenaries like himself. We should go together, Ella said from behind him. She had barely spoken since they found the message on the damaged ship. Alex shook his head. The message was clear. I go alone. Guild protocols state, we're not in Guild territory anymore. Alex cut her off. Out here, we do what works, not what's in the rulebook. Vrax stepped between them, his forearms spread in a calming gesture. Alex knows what he's doing, but we'll be ready if things go wrong. Ella's eyes narrowed, but she nodded. 6 hours. If you're not back, we come looking. After docking, Alex made his way through the crowded corridors of Helios Station. The air smelled of strange foods, exotic spices, and the mixed breath of 100 different species. Signs in multiple languages flashed advertisements for everything from weapons to companionship. The Red Nova Cantina was located in a lower level of the station, away from the main thoroughfares. Its entrance was marked by a faded hologram of a star-going supernova. Inside, the lighting was dim, and the patrons kept to themselves. Perfect for private conversations. Alex found an empty table in the corner and ordered a drink. He positioned himself to watch both the main entrance and the back exit. If this was a trap, he wouldn't be caught unprepared. He didn't have to wait long. A woman entered the cantina, her movements confident and purposeful. She wore simple clothes, but Alex recognized the subtle bulge of hidden weapons. Her brown hair was tied back, revealing a face that seemed strangely familiar. She spotted him immediately and walked directly to his table. Alex Mercer, she said, her voice carrying no question. Earth's first official guild member. You have me at a disadvantage, Alex replied, keeping his tone casual. The woman smiled and sat across from him. Samantha Grant, former Earth Special Forces. The name meant nothing to Alex, but something about her seemed oddly familiar. Perhaps they had trained at the same facilities back on Earth. Your message wasn't very informative, Alex said. What did you want to talk about? Samantha leaned forward. I wanted to meet the man they call the tame Deathworlder. Alex's jaw tightened. He'd heard that nickname whispered behind his back at guild headquarters. Is that why you've been attacking guild teams? To prove how untamed you are? We haven't attacked anyone who didn't fire first, Samantha countered. But yes, we've been showing the galaxy that humans aren't just convenient tools for their dangerous missions. The guild gave me opportunities I'd never have had on Earth, Alex said. Samantha laughed, the sound harsh in the quiet cantina. They gave you scraps from their table and called it a feast. Did you never wonder why your team always gets the most dangerous assignments? Why human recruits have a 60% higher casualty rate than other species? Alex stayed silent. He had noticed certain patterns in their mission assignments, but had attributed it to their reputation for handling difficult situations. The guild has had a monopoly for too long, Samantha continued. They've been exploiting Deathworlders while keeping the safest, most profitable contracts for their founding species. And your Earthborn division is the answer? Alex asked. We're a start. We offer fair pay, equal treatment, and no hidden agendas. We're growing fast, not just humans, but other Deathworld species too. Even some guild members have joined us. Alex thought of the Taurian survivor they'd rescued. After you attack their ships, we offer them a choice, Samantha corrected him. Many choose to join us. Who's funding you? Alex asked directly. Earth. Command denies any involvement. Something flickered in Samantha's eyes. Earth government isn't the only power on our planet. Have you heard of the consortium? Before Alex could respond, his communication device buzzed, the emergency signal from his team. At the same moment, Samantha's own device lit up. We need to go, they said simultaneously. Samantha stood. Think about what I said, Alex. The guild is using you. When you're ready to know more, find me. She placed a small data chip on the table and walked away. Alex grabbed the chip and headed for the exit. Outside, the station's emergency alarms were blaring. People rushed through the corridors in panic. Alex, Nilith's voice came through his communicator. Return to the ship immediately. The station is under attack. Who's attacking? Alex asked as he pushed through the crowd. Unknown vessels. They appeared from nowhere. Their weapon signatures don't match any known design. Alex ran faster. This wasn't right. Neither the guild nor the Earthborn division would attack a civilian station. This was something else entirely. He was halfway to the docking bay when the first explosion hit. The floor beneath him shuddered, and emergency barriers began to drop. Alex rolled under one just before it sealed the corridor. Ahead, he saw Kalo, forcing his way through a panicked crowd. The massive alien strength created a path that Alex followed. Where are the others? Alex shouted over the alarms. Vrax is preparing the ship, Kalo rumbled. Ella disappeared after you left. We can't find her, Alex cursed. He should have known the guild observer wouldn't follow orders. They reached their docking bay to find chaos. Their ship was intact, but several nearby vessels were damaged. Vrax stood at the entrance ramp, all four arms holding weapons. Get in, the Parvonian shouted. We need to leave now. Ella's still out there, Alex said. No, I'm not, came a voice from behind them. Ella emerged from the crowd dragging an injured alien with her. Help me with him. Alex and Kalo lifted the wounded alien, a Cerebian like Nilith, and carried him aboard. As they secured the doors, Nilith rushed to aid her fellow species member. Who is he? Alex demanded. Guild intelligence, Ella explained, her calm demeanor now replaced with urgency. He has information about who's really behind the Earthborn division. The ship shuddered as another explosion rocked the station. Vrax was already at the controls, guiding them away from the docking bay. What about the station? Alex asked. We can't just leave all these people. Station security is handling evacuations, Ella said. Our priority is to get this intelligence back to the guild. Alex looked at the wounded Cerebian. The alien's bioelectric field was weak and flickering. He was dying. Tell us what you know, Alex said gently. Who's behind the Earthborn division? The Cerebian's voice formed weakly in their minds. Not what you think. Humans are pawns. Consortium uses them. The Consortium? Alex remembered Samantha mentioning that name. Ancient group. Controls guild from shadows. Uses Deathworlders as weapons. The Cerebian's field dimmed further. Nihilith worked desperately to stabilize him, but he was fading fast. Why attack humans? Alex pressed. Humans, too independent. Dangerous. Consortium fears. Rebellion. Tries to control. Or eliminate. With those words, the alien's bioelectric field went dark. Nihilith bowed her head in respect for her fallen kinsman. Silence filled the ship as they accelerated away. From Heliostation, through the viewport, Alex watched as the once bustling outpost now burned, secondary explosions rippling across its surface. He reached into his pocket and felt the data chip Samantha had given him. The convenient attack, the dying informant. With exactly the information they needed, Ella's mysterious disappearance and reappearance, none of it felt right. Set course for empty space, Alex ordered suddenly, away from any guild outposts or traveled routes. What? Ella protested. We need to report back immediately. Alex faced her, his expression hard. We're not going anywhere until I know exactly what's happening. Someone just attacked a civilian station, and I want to know why before we walk into another trap. He turned to Vrax. And scan the ship for tracking devices. All of them. The four-armed alien nodded, understanding in his eyes. Something bigger was happening, and they were caught in the middle of it. As the ship accelerated to light speed, Alex wondered if Samantha Grant had escaped the station, and if what she had told him might actually be true. The ship drifted in the empty space between star systems. Alex had ordered all non-essential systems shut down to minimize their electronic signature. If someone was tracking them, this would make it harder. Vrax had found 3 separate tracking devices hidden on their ship. 2 used standard guild technology. The third was of unknown origin. Someone really wants to know where we are, Vrax said as he placed the disabled trackers on the table in the ship's small meeting room. Alex looked at Ella, who sat with her arms crossed. Care to explain? Standard procedure, she replied without hesitation. All guild ships carry trackers. And the third one? Alex pushed. Ella shook her head. Not mine, not guild. Nihilith moved closer to the devices. The Cerebian's bioelectric field extended toward the unknown tracker, sensing its composition. Advanced technology, she communicated to their minds. Similar to devices I've seen from the core worlds. The core worlds were the oldest, richest planets in the galaxy. Many of the guild's founding species came from there. Alex picked up the data chip Samantha had given him. Let's see what's on this. That could be dangerous, Ella warned. It might contain malware. Nihilith can scan it first, Alex said, handing the chip to their tech specialist. Nihilith took the chip and connected it to a secure, isolated system. After several minutes, she nodded. It contains data files only. No active code. Alex activated the chip. A holographic display appeared above the table, showing lists of numbers, dates, and locations. Guild mission records, Kalo observed, his deep voice rumbling in the quiet room. Alex scrolled through the data. These are assignments given to teams with human members over the past 10 years. And these, he pointed to another section, are the casualty rates. The numbers told a clear story. Human mercenaries received assignments with significantly higher danger ratings. Their casualty rates were nearly double those of teams without humans. This could be selective data, Ella suggested. Chosen to paint a certain picture. Maybe, Alex conceded. But it matches what Samantha Grant told me. He scrolled further through the data. The next section showed profiles of guild leadership, the council members and their backgrounds. Many had connections to something called the Consortium. What exactly is this consortium? Alex asked Ella. Her face remained neutral. A myth. Conspiracy theories about a secret organization that controls galactic affairs have existed for centuries. Myths don't attack space stations, Vrax said. Alex continued examining the data. The final section showed communications between guild leaders and unknown parties discussing the human problem and containment strategies. One message stood out. The Deathworlder experiment has yielded valuable tactical data, but containment is becoming difficult. Their reproductive and expansion rates exceed projections. Recommend implementation of Protocol Omega-9. The date on the message was just 3 weeks ago. What is Protocol Omega-9? Alex asked Ella directly. She met his gaze steadily. I don't know. Nylith suddenly stiffened, her bioelectric field flickering with alarm. There's more data hidden in the encryption layer. She worked quickly, her specialized talents allowing her to access information that conventional tech couldn't read. New files appeared on the display, chemical formulas, and deployment plans. These are weapons, Nylith explained. Biogenetic, toxins designed specifically to target human physiology. Silence fell over the room. Alex looked at the plans with growing anger. The weapon was designed to appear as a natural virus, something that would spread quickly through human populations. The Guild wouldn't do this, Alex said, though doubt crept into his voice. Not the Guild, Kalo rumbled. The consortium. Vrax leaned forward. If this is true, every human in the galaxy is in danger, including you, Alex. And you, Alex added, looking at Ella. Her expression finally changed. A flash of genuine concern crossed her face. I need to report this to my superiors. Which superiors? Alex asked coldly. Guild or consortium? Ella stood up suddenly. I've been honest with you from the start. I'm a Guild observer, nothing more. But this, she gestured at the display. If it's real, changes everything. Alex studied her face, looking for signs of deception. He'd worked with many species over the years and had become good at reading them. Humans, though, were sometimes the hardest to read. We need to warn Earth, Alex said finally, and find Samantha Grant again. She knows more than she told me. How do we find her? Kalo asked. The Earthborn division could be anywhere. Alex thought for a moment. We follow the attacks. The Guild must have records of where the division has been operating. Ella nodded. There's a pattern to their movements. They've been working their way through the outer rim, sector by sector. If we can predict their next target, Vrax began, we can be waiting for them. Alex finished. Using the ship's navigation system, they plotted the locations of known Earthborn division activities. A clear pattern emerged. They were moving systematically through Guild territory, focusing on outposts that handled valuable resources or information. Their next target will likely be the Vega outpost, Nylith determined. It's a major communication hub for the Guild in this sector. Alex made his decision. We'll go to Vega. But first, we need to send this information somewhere safe. He looked at each of his teammates, aliens he had fought beside for 5 years. Their lives had been in each other's hands countless times. Trust had been earned the hard way. Nylith, encrypt this data and send copies to trusted contacts on your homeworld. Vrax, your family has connections in the trading guilds. They should know too. Kalo, your clan should be warned. The aliens nodded their agreement. Earth wasn't the only world at risk if the consortium was willing to use biological weapons against one species. Ella watched this exchange with a strange expression. What about me? Don't I get a task? Alex looked at her directly. That depends. Are you with us or against us? This goes against everything I was taught about the Guild, Ella said quietly. But I can't ignore what I've seen. I'm with you. Alex nodded. Then you and I will prepare a message for Earth Command. They need to know what's happening. As the others went to their tasks, Alex pulled Ella aside. One more thing. When we were on Helios Station, you disappeared right before the attack. Why? Ella hesitated before answering. I received a message, coordinates for a meeting. It was signed with Guild authorization codes, so I went. But no one was there. When the attack started, I was trying to get back to the ship. Convenient. Timing, Alex noted. Or deliberate, Ella suggested. Someone wanted me away from your team during the attack. Alex considered this. Either she was telling the truth and someone had tried to separate them, or she was lying and had played a role in the attack herself. We'll reach Vega in 12 hours, Alex said. Get some rest. We'll need to be ready for anything. As Ella left, Alex looked again at the data showing the planned biological weapon. Earth had always been isolated in galactic affairs, seen as too dangerous, too unpredictable. Now he understood the real reason. The galaxy feared what they couldn't control. And humans, it seemed, were becoming harder to control with each passing day. The Vega outpost floated in orbit around a gas giant, its metal structure gleaming in the light of the distant sun. Unlike the chaotic Helios station, Vega was organized and controlled, a perfect example of guild efficiency. Alex studied the E outpost through their ship's observation system. They had arrived ahead of schedule and positioned themselves behind one of the gas giant's many moons, hidden from Vega's detection systems. Any sign of Earthborne Division ships? Alex asked. Nyleth shook her head, her bioelectric field pulsing with concentration as she monitored their sensors. Nothing yet, but there is unusual activity at the outpost. Many ships have left in the past 6 hours. They know something's coming, Vrax suggested. Ella frowned. Or they're preparing for something else entirely. The message they had sent to Earth still showed as pending in their communication system. The vast distances of space meant it could take days to reach its destination, time they might not have. We need a closer look, Alex decided. Nyleth, can you access the outpost's communication network from here? The Cerebian considered this. Possible, but risky. They will detect the intrusion. What about a direct approach? Kalo suggested. We are still guild members. We could dock normally and gather information from inside. Alex shook his head. Too dangerous. If the consortium has people there, we'd be walking into a trap. Then let me go, Ella offered. My guild credentials are higher level than yours. I can access more systems and gather better intelligence. Alex studied her face. Despite his lingering doubts about her loyalties, her suggestion made tactical sense. Not alone, he said finally. Vrax goes with you. The rest of us stay with the ship, ready for extraction if needed. Ella nodded her agreement. They prepared a small shuttle, enough to reach the outpost without drawing attention. As Ella and Vrax boarded, Alex pulled his 4-armed friend aside. Watch her closely, he whispered. At the first sign of trouble, get out of there. Vrax made his clicking sound. We'll be fine. Humans aren't the only species with survival instincts, you know. Alex smiled despite the tension. Just be careful. After the shuttle departed, Alex paced the control room waiting for updates. Kalo monitored the outpost's traffic, while Nyleth attempted to passively scan their communication frequencies. Something's not right, Nyleth said suddenly. The outpost's communication patterns don't match standard guild protocols. Alex leaned over her shoulder. What do you mean? They're using encrypted channels usually reserved for emergencies, and the pattern suggests they're preparing for a major operation. Before Alex could respond, the ship's sensors blared a warning. Multiple vessels had just appeared on the far side of the gas giant. Guild ships? Alex asked. Kalo shook his massive head. No identification signals, but their configuration matches. Descriptions of Earthborne Division vessels. Alex's mind raced. If Samantha Grant's people were here, the situation would soon become very complicated. Contact Vrax, he ordered. Tell them to hurry. Nyleth tried to establish communication, but only static came through. The outpost is jamming all frequencies. The situation was deteriorating rapidly. Alex had to make a decision. Kalo, get us closer to the outpost. Be ready to extract our people. As they emerged from behind the moon, their sensors detected another group of ships approaching from the opposite direction, guild vessels heavily armed. It's a trap, Alex realized. The guild knew the Earthborne Division was coming. They're planning to eliminate them here. The guild ships were taking positions around the outpost, creating a blockade. The Earthborne vessels slowed their approach, clearly assessing the situation. We need to warn them, Alex said. Kalo looked at him in surprise. Warn who? The guild or the Earthborne Division? Both, Alex replied. No one wins if they destroy each other here. Using a broad-spectrum emergency channel that would be difficult to jam, Alex transmitted a simple message. All vessels near Vega Outpost. This is Alex Mercer. The consortium has planned this confrontation. They want humans to fight each other. Don't give them what they want. For several tense moments, nothing happened. The guild ships continued their deployment. The Earthborn vessels maintained their position. Then their communication system crackled to life. Alex Mercer, this is Samantha Grant. What proof do you have of these claims? Alex sent the data from the chip, the mission records, the casualty statistics, and most importantly, the plans for biological weapons against humans. Another voice joined the channel. This is Guild Command Vessel Arbitrator. Mercer, you are ordered to cease transmission of classified information immediately. Is it classified because it's false? Alex challenged. Or because it's true? No response came from the guild vessel. Instead, they began powering up their weapon systems. They're going to fire, Kayla warned. Alex made a desperate gamble. Nihilith, broadcast everything we have, all the data, all the evidence, to every ship in the area, Guild and Earthborn alike. Dutant. Cerebian worked quickly, sending out the information. As the data spread, the Guild vessel's advance slowed. Suddenly, their sensors detected a small craft leaving the outpost, Vrax and Ella's shuttle. It was moving erratically, as if damaged. Get them aboard, Alex ordered. Now! As their ship moved to intercept the shuttle, the first shots were fired, not between Guild and Earthborn vessels, but from the outpost itself, targeting both sides indiscriminately. The consortium is trying to start the fight anyway, Alex realized. The shuttle docked with their ship. Vrax stumbled out, supporting an injured Ella. What happened? Alex asked as he helped them inside. Ella found their plans, Vrax explained, his voice harsh with pain. The outpost is controlled by consortium agents. They have the biological weapon ready for deployment. They were going to use the battle as cover to release it on both fleets. Ella looked up at Alex, blood trickling from a cut on her forehead. I was wrong about the guild. The officers on the outpost tried to stop the consortium agents when they realized what was happening. There was fighting, chaos. We have to stop them, Alex said. That weapon can't be deployed. Outside, the situation had changed. Guild and Earthborn ships were no longer facing each other. Instead, they had formed a loose alliance targeting the outpost's weapon systems. Samantha's voice came through their communication system again. Mercer, we're receiving the data you sent. If this is true, we need to secure that weapon. I'm coming with you, Alex said immediately. Despite protests from his team, Alex prepared to join a joint boarding party from both Guild and Earthborn forces. As he checked his equipment, Ella approached him. I was wrong about you, Alex, she said, quietly, and wrong about many things. Alex nodded. We all were. What matters is what we do now. The boarding action was swift and precise. Guild and Earthborn fighters moved together with surprising coordination. Alex found himself fighting alongside Samantha Grant as they pushed toward the outpost's central laboratory. Never thought I'd see this, Samantha commented as a Guild officer covered their advance. Deathworlders and Guild working together. It won't last, Alex replied realistically, but it's a start. They secured the biological weapon, a surprisingly small container that could have killed millions. The consortium agents who had planned to deploy it were either captured or killed in the fighting. In the aftermath, representatives from both sides met on neutral ground, Alex's ship. Guild officers, including some who had been skeptical of the consortium's existence, examined the evidence with growing concern. This goes beyond humans, one Guild commander admitted. If they're willing to target one species this way, they could target others, Samantha finished. Alex watched as former enemies talked, finding common ground in shared danger. The galaxy was changing. Old alliances were breaking, new ones forming. Later, as things settled, Vrax found Alex alone on the observation deck. What happens now? The four-armed alien asked. Alex looked out at the stars. Now we make sure this never happens. Again, the guild needs to change, the consortium needs to be exposed. And the Earthborn division? They'll have a place too. The galaxy is big enough for all of us if we make it so. Vrax made his clicking sound. You humans, always so optimistic. Alex smiled. That's why Deathworlders are dangerous, Vrax. We don't just survive, we hope. And hope is the most powerful force in the universe. As their ship prepared to depart, Alex received a message from Earth Command. It was brief but clear. Situation understood. Proceed as necessary. Earth stands with you. The Deathworlders were uniting, and the galaxy would never be the same.